Okay, brotendos and brositas. I have been playing some Doom Dark Ages. I'm about like three-fourths of the way into the game. I'm about to finish it. I'm on chapter 19 right about now. And I just wanted to give my hot takes real fast. The game is pretty addicting. Like, it's one of those games that you play and you cannot stop thinking about it. So right now, while I'm doing the voiceover for this video, I'm just thinking about going back into the game, and I just want to finish it as fast as possible. Like, I don't want to get spoiled about anything. I've had some of the greatest moments in recent memory. You know, getting weapons that I thought that weren't gonna be in the game, seeing enemies that do cool shit and stuff. Things that happen in the story that I didn't get spoiled by trailers. Like, I'm having a great experience, and that is also why I haven't gotten into making a video proper for Doom the Dark Ages after playing it. And if you want to hear like a too long, didn't watch, didn't hear, if I recommend Doom the Dark Ages before we get into the 2 minute mark, yes, I do. If you like Doom Eternal, you're probably gonna like Doom the Dark Ages. But there's a big but. It is pretty different from Doom Eternal. So you have to go into the game with an open mind, very similarly to what most people had to do once they got good at Doom Eternal. You have to let go. You know, you have to let yourself go into the flow of the game. You'll start to get better. You'll start to realize patterns. I'm playing it on Nightmare right now, and I do recommend that you start on Nightmare. If you play Doom Eternal and you beat it on Nightmare, you should start playing on Nightmare and then see if you can make it, the first few levels without a hassle. If you want to go down to Ultra Violence, I haven't tried it, but I don't find Nightmare that difficult. Like, I would say it's about as difficult as Sekiro, comparatively, on how many times I die in some encounters. Like, and once you start getting good at the game, like, doing your parries properly and exploiting the melee and, using the weapons as you should properly, then it starts getting easier, obviously, and you start getting into the flow of the game and you get into that like Doom Eternal zone. Okay, so enough rambling. Do I recommend the game? Yes, I do. You should go buy it. Don't buy the deluxe edition. I'll give my recommendation if you should buy the deluxe edition after I finish the game, when I do my review proper. Then I'll play the game some more and do an analysis. I don't know if the DLCs are going to be worth it. Enough rambling, let's get onto my hot takes. So, after a long wait, both Doom and I have returned, and there have been some major changes that really make this game its own thing. And man, it's very interesting to see this. I've never seen or played anything like it. In short, if you don't want to be spoiled as I want it to be, do I recommend it? Absolutely. That is, if you're a fan of New Doom. If you're expecting a Doom Eternal successor in every way, following what Doom Eternal did, then this is not it. But it is not entirely a bad thing. You should give it a try. Maybe listen to this video. I'll try not to get too much into gameplay spoilers of any kind, and you can just listen to the video. I'll be using some gameplay footage, but I haven't finished the game yet, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure most takes I'm about to make have already been ran to the ground by now. But I think that it's also interesting, and I want to focus my channel on this perspective and see where it leads us. Similar to what I did with Armored Core 6, I'm going to have a blank slate experience on the game, just knowing that it came out, and play the game. And then I'm going to do a series of videos, dissecting my first experience with that game, which I think it's the most important part of doing a review. Like, most people try to be objective about the review, and they don't focus on the subjective things, right? So let's get to it. First off, let's get to the bad stuff out of the way. What is objectively bad on the game? It is pretty demanding on hardware. Like, I have a not a monster PC, but I think it's pretty beefy. I have an RTX 67. I'm sorry, 6700 XT. Yes, and I have an R7. It's an Ryzen 2000, but it's a yeah. I have a Ryzen 5800X, which is pretty good. Like I have a pretty beefy PC. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I have an NVMe, an SSD. I have the whole shtick. Like the only thing that I want to upgrade right now on my PC is my power supply, which is a 650, and I'm using two monitors, and I have a lot of things connected to the PC, and sometimes like I can see some. It sometimes crashes when I have a lot of stuff going on. So I'm sure that having a better PSU, and also my PSU is pretty old by now. So I'm gonna get a new one, about 850 watts. Yeah, I have a good PC, and still the game is pretty demanding. Like it's pretty hard for me to get a solid 60 FPS. But I've seen people that have better systems, like well, with RTX 3080 and stuff, or 4070, and they say that the game is running like perfectly at 60 FPS. There's a lot of settings to tweak and try to make your experience better. I think that I'm having a good experience with even with the FPS dips, which there are some weird FPS dips. I'm gonna go and try and find some footage on them. They're pretty weird. Like you can see like the stutter, and it affects the mouse movement. So I've had it happen like once or twice during combat, and it's not a good experience. Like you cannot move at all. Like it makes the game unplayable. But it's only like 3, maybe 5 seconds that you get those dips, and then it all goes back to normal, and you can continue playing as normal. The low health edge screen effect, when you're on low health and the edges of the screen get red, like it's incredibly distracting, and it's like you're gonna be seeing it all the fucking time, especially on Nightmare, because when you get like low health is considered 50 health, which is a lot of health, in my opinion. So every time that you get like hit with anything, you're gonna get the low health notification on the edge of the screen. I wish that you could turn it off, or that you could just make it like the image of the Doom guy like start glitching out and get red, and being like alerting but not this distracting. Like I really hate that. I really hate it. Like the HUD is really over encumbered. It has a lot of stuff going on. And I mean, that's okay. You need to get the information quick. So just a quick glance on the edge of your screen, like it can make you know, okay, I have this much ammo. But like seriously, you have to be locked in onto the gameplay at all times. And it's really distracting when like 50% of your screen is covered on a red glow that is constantly going off. It's really distracting, and I just wish that you could either turn it off and just get the low health notification, because you also have a low health notification on the bottom of the screen. So it's a lot. Like I get it, I'm dying. I need to know that I'm dying, and it's important for me to know that I'm dying, but that's just a lot. There's also the sprint effect. I don't find it that bad, because most times in combat you're going to be sprinting sometimes, but most of the time you're going to be like not stationary but just strafing on the same spot, so the screen doesn't affect as much. There just should be like a slider or something to affect the transparency on those effects. There's also no fast travel on the game, which is really bad. The maps are huge, like incredibly big, and there is no way to fast travel around the map like they did on Eternal. I do not know why they decided to do that. That was a really bad decision. Doom Eternal was really cool with you getting all the collectibles. Like even on your first run through the level, you could get all the collectibles, and because you had fast travel, so you start the level, you do your shit. Oh god, I forgot the extra life that's way up in the beginning of the level. Oh shit, do I have to go back? No, you can't. You actually can't. Like, there are parts that you have points of no return. So, what do? You fast travel to the point nearest to the collectible that you're trying to get, and that's it. But now in Doom: The Dark Ages, sometimes you're in the middle of a battle and you're fighting, and you do like your dash with your shield, and you go flying to the other side of the room. The door closes behind you, or there's like a portal or something, and it takes you to the other side of the map, and you're fucked. You're totally fucked. There's no way you're gonna get the collectible that was on the other side. The only way to get it is to restart the level from the beginning, and make sure that during that battle you don't forget that you're supposed to. Like, that's just bad design. Like, especially if in Doom Eternal you had the option to fast travel, why wouldn't you put it in here? And you also have like the Sentinel shrines, like those would be the perfect waypoints. Okay, sure, you don't want to put fast travel because you want people to look at your map, try and get all the health pickups and shit. Okay, I get it. That's fine. You can do that. But you have the shrines, the Sentinel shrines. Why not use them as waypoints? Like, there's usually like 2 or 3 per level. I do not understand why they decided to do that. When I was first starting the game, like, I thought the weapon selection was kind of weird. Once I like you start going on the game, like, you start getting weapons like way deep into the middle of the campaign. You're still getting weapons literally during 10 hours into the game. The game is also incredibly long, which is good. If I get a game and it's good, I want it to be long, but I don't want it to overstay its welcome. Like, I don't know, Elden Ring, for example. Like, it's really good, but I didn't want to spend 80 hours on that game. The first time I played it. So yeah, it's really long, and the progression, it's slow. I think it's slower than Eternal, in my opinion. Like, in Eternal, things start going fast, really fast. Like, once you get the meat hook, the game does its thing, and the weapon switching is incredibly fast. In this game, the weapon switching is pretty slow, which is not a bad thing. Like, it's a decision. This game is trying to be like the anti-Eternal. The way I see it, if Doom Eternal is Bloodborne, then this game is Sekiro, right? Like, if its software was From Software, and they're trying to do like this experiment, this game is trying to teach you about parrying and positioning and bullet hell. Like, there's it's like a whole other different way of playing with the sandbox that they did in Doom Eternal. Like, they basically went like, what if the Doomslayer was slower and more powerful, and he had like a shield and shit, and he didn't move as much. I understand, like, even lore wise, the Doomslayer is supposed to be like before he became basically a god in this game, and he's stupidly powerful in this game. In some senses, he's even more powerful than in Doom Eternal. He can melt enemies pretty fast. The melee options, like, this game is very melee focused, whilst Doom Eternal, like, you had the blood punch and you had all those options, but it was never a good idea to get near the enemies at any point. So if you had to get near the enemies, you had the option to do the blood punch, and it was actually good to stagger, for example, the Cyber Mancubus, and use the blood punch on it, because you would destroy its armor and you could do damage to it properly. There was a lot of strategizing around how you would use melee on Doom Eternal. So in this game, what they did is that they focus a lot on the aspect of shooting, but it's way too combined with the aspect of melee. Basically, you're shooting enemies so that you can do an opening to get near them, punch them on the face, use a Morning Star on their face, or my favorite, use a motherfucking big mace, like double-handed mace with one hand, and just walk him across the face, and they go flying in. Like, oh, that's amazing. Like, oh man, that's so good. I'm gonna try and put clips of that on this part. So yeah, I have like 60 gigabytes now of footage of this game. because I have been hitting the replay keys over and over and over again since it's really good. It's really good. Like I really think that you should play it. It takes a while to get used to the gameplay loop. Like it's no big deal, you know. Like Eternal was like pretty complicated to get good at it. So it is the same in this game. Like it's gonna take a while, but once you're like in the middle of the campaign, like you're gonna start to get into the groove of it. So the melee focus is fine, but to be honest, it is kind of out of place in a Doom game. You know what I mean? This game is still a shooter in a lot of senses, but it asks to be played as a brawler. It goes into your mindset of, okay, I gotta get it get in close and hit these guys and hit the most amount of guys with one punch, and I need to get close because this weapon has like mid range and it works better at close range. So it does a lot of stuff that makes you go as close as possible to the enemies. The NPCs on the world are sort of weird, especially on the first level. Like they do this awful, like awfully voice acted cries of pain and despair, and it just sounds weird. Just stop yelling, bitch. Okay, now some of the things that are awesome about this game, as I stated earlier, the gameplay loop is incredibly amazing. Like it's not Doom Eternal, but I think that that game is just untoppable. I came into this game expecting to be amazed, but I didn't expect it to be better than Doom Eternal. If it was, like, I would honestly say it, but I'm already three-fourths of the way into the game, and I have not had a moment like in Doom Eternal where I went almost yelling like Marvel soy boy fanboy. I haven't had that moment in this game yet. Like it has some good moments, but it isn't as good as Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal was lightning in a bottle. This game is really good. Like it is something that is more accessible, I think, to other players. But for me, I like it a lot. But I don't know if I'm convinced that it is better than Eternal, and I don't think that most people would agree that Eternal is just untoppable, unbeatable. It is the goat. It is, yeah, it is the goat. There's just nothing like getting a full combo, like a full melee combo on an enemy. It is amazing. This game does it really good. This game looks amazing most of the time. Like it really does look really good. And I'm sure that it's going to be like a benchmark title for the next few years. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really appreciating the time I'm having with Doom: The Dark Ages. I hope that once I'm finished with the game, I'm gonna replay it again. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try and 100% it so I can do a proper review on the game. Once I do the review, I'm gonna try to do an analysis. You know, like a long form analysis, make some comparisons with Doom Eternal. But for now, I think that this is a really good game. Like, id Software doesn't know how to miss. Their gameplay formula and the way that they design their games, like the levels, are beautifully designed. Some of them. They made some bad choices, like I said in the beginning of the video, with like the lack of fast travel and stuff. But I think that this game is just amazing, and I was really hyped up to get the game, to get to play it, and I'm really happy that I did. And I hope that it just continues, you know, to grow on me, like Doom Eternal did. Who knows? Maybe once I get good at the game and I start doing my Ultra Nightmare runs, which I'm not looking forward to. This game is gets pretty hard at times, but man, it's gonna be really cool. I thank you guys for watching this video. I'm gonna be doing a review once I'm done with this game, a proper review. Just let's give it some time. Maybe in about 3 weeks or something, I'm gonna try and do the review. For now, guys, I thank you for watching. I invite you to like and subscribe the video so that you can watch more of my content and I can know that you guys enjoyed this content. That's it, guys. I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and I hope to see you soon.